7 years ago, I started a YouTube channel about video games, something that I was extremely passionate about, something that still is a passion in my life. And I created hundreds of videos over those, 5 years. I made content about video games, and the first couple years were challenging to say the least. Growing from zero subscribers to 10 and 10 to 100, and I remember that hitting the first 1,000, and I remember hitting 5,000, and I remember hitting 10,000, and how ecstatic I was about the progress I made. And then life happened. Life is wonderful and yet challenging and unexpected. So I had a son. He had some severe medical conditions, and he had needed surgery. And he had one open heart surgery, and then 6 months later he had another open heart surgery. And there was emergency after emergency. I got married, and I changed my career within the military, and we bought a new house. And this house is not just a house. 6.5 acres of land, of forest, of rolling hills. Well, not really rolling hills. It's on the side of like a kind of mountain, so it's sloping all in one direction. I digress. But there's so much more than what I was at. 7 years ago, I was in a condo, in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo, and owning another house was scary. A subject that I did not think was even possible. And now I have 2 sons. And the life that I have here is entirely different in so many ways. And almost no comparison other than I'm in the same skin and I have the same brain that I did 7 years ago. Hardly anything about who I am right now is easily comparable to who I was when I started this channel 7 years ago. I'm in better shape. I'm healthier. I don't smoke anymore. I run constantly. I thrive even more knowledge than I ever did before, both in science and history, but in homesteading, in farming, trying to provide my family a way of life that is hard to come by nowadays. And right now my family and I live almost in the middle of nowhere for what New Jersey is. We have very little neighbors. We live in a very small town in a very sparsely populated area. And it's great. It is so great. If you asked me 7 years ago, if you asked me 5 years ago, if you asked me even 3 years ago, if I was ever going to have a property like this in the middle of the woods, on top of a mountain, having a tractor, having a forest management plan, having a huge, massive garden, having all these things, I would have laughed and said, "You must be joking. I would need to win the lottery for that." Maybe I did win the lottery. It wasn't the lottery like a scratch off, and it wasn't a ticket that I cashed in at a cashier. I just won the lottery of life. Different experiences change people differently. It changed everything. Everything that was important then is no longer important. And everything that is important now was never important then. And that's what this rebranding is. I know there's 16,000 people that have subscribed to this channel in the past. Over 3 million views over the last 7 years. And I'm so incredibly grateful to every single one of you that has subscribed and has viewed and has been part of this community over that time. And I'm asking you to join me on this next adventure, this next part of my life and my family's. Don't get me wrong, I still love video games, but now video games is my escape. It's my maybe 30 minutes at the end of the day where I can just relax. And I get to relax now making these videos because I get to do what I'm really passionate about again. And my passion for video games is still there, but it's just not the same. Sitting behind a computer screen for 3 to 4 hours recording content to then edit it and produce things that you would care about and find valuable, it's just not what I'm passionate about anymore. What I'm passionate about now is changing my property, providing for my family, building things, my tractor. I love being in nature. I love being in the woods. And this channel is going to change in that direction. And I hope you join us in that, because you all have already been part of this channel in the past 7 years in some way, in some form. I don't want to stop making videos, and I do not want to stop creating content. It's actually something that I really enjoy and I'm very passionate about. For the last 3 years, it's been a challenge of what am I still passionate about, and what would you as an audience actually want to watch? And I don't know if any of you actually would want to watch this content, but this is a risk. It was either taking a risk in this, in changing and rebranding the channel, or it was creating a new channel from scratch. And I think all of you and I know how hard it is to go from 0 to 100 and 100 to 1,000. It is almost improbable with how hard it actually is. So I'm asking all of you to stick around, see what content I create. If you don't like it, you're free to leave. I can't keep you. But if you do like the content, stay around, like, comment, and share my videos, because the All Hearts Homestead isn't going anywhere. And we're going to be here for quite some time. And to end, I used to be a video gamer, and now I'm a homesteader. So everything we do here is with all heart and absolutely no experience. So this is not a how-to-do channel. Learn from me just based on what not to do sometimes. Until next time, I'll check you guys in the next video.